Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ain Soph. Today we're going to be playing Lucifer with the Innas. I was pretty excited to play this game for quite a while. It said it wasn't coming out until the demons were purged, is what it said on the Steam store. It's out though. Two Brothers case, 100 years without murder, 100 years without demonic possession than this. I am Sister Ada, exorcist and investigator. This is my testament to the massacre at St. Walpurgis Abbey. It is true. Do not believe lies of my accusers. This game came out probably like a month ago now. I'm not completely sure. I've just been busy and I haven't really been able to get to it. And whenever I'm playing games, I'm usually playing with friends typically or grinding objectives on FIFA. But yeah, I do want to take some time into playing this game right here. Sister Ada, welcome. Okay, I hope that's loud enough to be able to hear. Okay.
We may be in need of your talents as an exorcist. You can survey the evidence yourself, but I think you will agree.
Has there truly been a murder?
It seems so. A respected priestess, Mother Miriam, passed this morning under suspicious circumstances. A demon may be present. Here, even now, possessing someone.
What happened exactly?
Mother Miriam was only recently appointed as successor to Abbot Gregory. This morning, she came to the workshop to receive her coronet of office.
Something went wrong with the installation.
Yes, to put it mildly, the coronet oversurged, killing Mother Miriam. Brace yourself for the sight.
Then, the workshop operators, Gideon and Reuben, are the prime suspects. They are brothers, right?
Yes, but it's highly out of character for Gideon or Reuben to kill someone. Even so, they were the only ones present when Mother Miriam died.
Daemons nurture our sinful desires into unthinkable actions. One of the brothers has surely been seduced by a daemon. Whichever it is.
I was saying Damon before.
His lies and cast out the daemon.
May Ain Soph's will be done.
I was getting judged by when I was telling people that, so I just started saying demons.
We must uncover 4 things. First, the suspect. We must identify which sinner is possessed by a daemon. Second, the opportunity. When exactly was the murder committed? We can pinpoint the opportunity by analyzing each suspect's testimonies. Third, the means by which the murder has been committed. The means can be found among the physical evidence at the scene of the incident. Fourth, the motive of the murderer, which can be found in their inner world, their sanctum. The motive will tell us which daemon possesses the sinner.
Very well. Let us begin our holy work.
Alrighty. Okay, so here we go. Let's check this out. Gideon's workstation. Consecration ceremony, valuable piece of physical evidence. Okay, new entries now into your evidence panel, which can be found on the lower left of your display. There you can access detailed information about the consecration ceremony. Must present them to the suspects in order to discover any contradictions. Okay, so there we got that. Let's coordinate and the recipient in the chamber. The performer and the recipient pray in silence. Begin the song to start modulating the aether. Intensify the aether output by bringing the performance to a crescendo. Okay. I'm gonna talk to him. Gideon.
This is madness! I will not suffer this injustice! I am Gideon the Grand, the greatest cybernetician of our generation. I am blessed. I don't know what went wrong this morning. My hands are guided by the divine.
I see only gaudy trinkets here. Mother Miriam died by your hands. Is that not so?
No, I don't want to harm her. Mother Miriam was my patron. She loved me like a son. I did nothing wrong with the consecration. The chamber must have been compromised. Straight here to seek the truth. Gideon, you have nothing to fear if you're innocent. It's not saying it itself, so yeah. Please hear Gideon's testimony, Sister Ada, and judge for yourself if he speaks true. Testimony of a suspect is divided into events. You can access detailed descriptions of each events by hovering over them. You can manipulate the timeline marker to navigate to any moment in the testimony. Okay, let's listen to what Gideon has to say.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before, so I was confident. To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam consecrations. To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the... To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered... Meanwhile, Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before, so I was confident. To prepare... Mother Miriam came to... Mother Miriam to prepare... Mother...
Good, I should remember that I can ask the suspect about any statement and testimony. Read along and greeting Mother Miriam. He insists that he was alone. I wonder if Reuben will corroborate this. For now, let's finish hearing the rest of his testimony.
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take... Meanwhile, I adjusted the cornet's amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head. Meanwhile, I adjusted the cornet's amplification, and we began by closing our eyes and praying together to Ain Soph. I thought I heard the chamber open, but didn't think much of it. Then I activated the consecration chamber and began the ceremony itself. The aether output was within safe ranges.
Hard enough, let's leave him for now. Guys, we can come back to that. However, I do want to examine other stuff. You got anything over here? Ooh, what's this? So, is this a collectible? What's this? The Devil's Egg. I knew something nefarious was afoot. The eye must be purified of its sin. I should dispose of any that find. So we're getting rid of the weed. Reuben's workstation. New piece of evidence. Let's examine it now. Plans for constructing the aether coordinate. Probably. The purpose of the device seems to amplify the user's aether output. The components are amplifier, casing, and limiter. Okay. So, final room's workstation plans for restoring a relic that was recently brought to St. Walpurgis by wealth. Okay. That's that. Okay, we'll come back to the one dude and ask him stuff later. Control panel, evidence found. Used to activate and control the consecration chamber. Uses record showed that aether output during ceremony was well beyond safe ranges. Okay. Door button. Door control is used to open and close the consecration chamber. Only operable from outside the chamber. Used record shows that it was opened twice this morning. Okay. Mother Miriam's body. Okay. The body's completely unharmed, but her head is exploded into a mess of blood and bone fragments. See, it's definitely one of them. I'm starting to think Gideon. Might be both though. Reuben and the elder brother.
Surely there are no demons here though. This was an accident, wasn't it? If Gideon is possessed, that will mean he did it on purpose. Horrible.
You must be the elder brother.
Yes.
I see.
My
Your
name
name
is Reuben Garamond. I am responsible
Reuben.
for the engineering
You
and
know,
design
you know.
of our implants.
How did Mother Miriam die, exactly?
It was a completely preventable accident. Mother Miriam died because Gideon deliberately flouted the ceremonial guidelines for his... Gideon may
Own
be my
glory.
flesh and blood, but he must take responsibility for his negligence.
Let's hear what Reuben has to say. Keep in mind that Reuben's testimony may differ greatly from Gideon's version of events. If an event is corroborated by another suspect's testimony, it'll be marked as verified on the timeline. Okay, so let's listen to what Reuben has to say.
Mother Miriam came to us to receive a consecration ceremony, but she wanted something extravagant. Gideon suggested setting the coronet to have maximum ether output. I warned him that doing so is highly dangerous. Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway, since he was going to handle everything. I went back to my tasks. When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen. Then the unthinkable happened. Mother Miriam was killed. This was no accident. It's all Gideon. When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, Then the unthinkable happened. Mother Miriam was... Then the unthinkable happened. Mother Miriam was killed. This was no accident. It's all Gideon's fault.
This part of the testimony is rather long and repetitive. Let's move ahead to the next section. Try to stop ceremony. See, I've already heard all that. Now that we've heard testimony for each suspect, let's think carefully. There's only one truth chain of events this morning, and I doubt that either brother has told it to us. So I must rely on Ain Soph's greatest gifts to us, our minds. There are 3 ways we should consider what we've discovered. First way is deduction. Since there can only be one truth, if 2 things don't align, one or both of them are false. Gideon and Reuben do not agree on something, someone is lying. Or, if what they say do not match the evidence I find, then they must be lying. Second is deduction. I should base my theory based on what I discovered. If my theory does not align with any testimonies or evidence I find, then I should discard it. If 2 theories are both possible, then I should prefer the one that has more information that supports it. That said, induction alone is usually not enough. Finally, abduction. I must hypothesize what could have happened, filling gaps in information with my imagination. This is the fastest, most powerful way of thinking, but also the most fraught. I should engage in each of the 3 ways in order to uncover the truth. Okay, so coronary remains found near Mother Miriam's body, part of the amplifier component and bits of the casing have survived the explosion. Okay, so that's that. Gideon, younger brother, crafts casing and ornaments of implants. See, if he crafts them, elder brother less popular than Gideon due to his dour, cynical demeanor and his focus on the engineering of the implants. Newly appointed voice of Ain Soph was scheduled to receive an aether coronary implant at the workshop. So, okay, so we got that. 2 brothers and get investigator. I should find everything. Here, found Gideon's workspace in pristine condition, combined as required to safely install the coordinate without causing an aether oversurge. So this is Gideon's. So that's been chilling out here. So Virgil, Inquisitor. Talk. Have you examined the explosion remains? Sorry. If any component of the coordinate is missing, that would suggest that the incident was a sabotage. Yeah. It's obvious. Perhaps there's another possibility. Can I, like, leave and go down here? Nah. Didn't think so. Okay, so... let's ask this suspect about it. Ask him about it. Coordinate number. Trying to get... okay. I can ask the suspect about anything. If I recognize getting it was found at your workstation. Coordinate limiter. Impossible. But the explosion, how can it be undamaged? Someone must have removed it from the corner prior to the ceremony. All but assuring that the ceremony would end in a bloody mess. I had nothing to do with this. Why do I sabotage my own work? Why, indeed. Okay. Glorious, beautiful. Reuben and I have been devout, serious, and boring. We can't all be grand, I suppose. Okay, well, what about this? Is that Reuben's little char? He sure loves making things complicated. True, our custom soul, nothing that mess with the lines and wires expresses the beauty of the coordinate. Oh, is that Reuben's little project? Whatever keeps him busy is fine by me. How excited to operate this device? Do you press the keys much like a normal organ? That's a crude way to phrase it. There's much more artistry in this performance. The rhythm and the melody of my music affects how the energy is transferred into the implant. Door controls. These door access records show that the chamber was sealed during the ceremony. There you have it, proof that the ceremony is performed flawlessly. Perhaps what's curious is that the doors opened twice. First time was when Reuben opened the chamber to let Mother Miriam in. The second time was just before the ceremony. He stated, "When you close your eyes and prayed for guidance, with the one true God as my witness, I swear that the truth, I kneeled and listened for his voice." It must have been Reuben who opened it, for some reason. He's always skittish about the slightest possibility of malfunction. This was never supposed to happen, Mother Miriam. I'm so sorry. I can at least be comforted that her death was painless. My masterwork was perfectly fitted to Mother Miriam's brow. Even in pieces you see the sublime beauty of my artistry. But this can't be all you found. Where's the limiter? Limiter. There was a safety device? The aether limiter was supposed to protect the coordinate from an oversurge. Additionally, it was crown jewel of the coordinate. That's supposed to shatter. Damnation. But then that's what we have here. That's kind of stupid. It doesn't. Like, we already have it. Impossible. How can it be? Yeah, like, we know this already. This dude's freaking lying. So we'll ask. Can we ask him about the pieces? if he knows anything. Are you saying? No, we can't. Okay, so we'll go to him and we'll ask him about him. Okay, so this we'll ask about first. Consecration ceremony is a storage process to augment someone's public speaking abilities. The consecration chamber is sealed during the ceremony to prevent any disruption. Sadly, it seems that wasn't enough this time. Poor Mother Miriam, killed by Gideon's Arians. Blueprints. Mother Miriam's coronet was built according to these exact specifications. Gideon performed the ceremony correctly. The coronet would have been safe to install. Blueprints. Spirit blueprints. This was what I was working on during the ceremony. Father Augustine, a visiting scholar, asked me to help restore this relic. I'm quite proud of my work on it. It should be ready for tonight's mass. So Augustine is somebody who we learned about. Now the control panel. The control panel is used to modulate the aether output into the consecration chamber. Dean always insists on performing the ceremony. You should ask him about it. Door controls. For safety reasons, this button is the only way to open the consecration chamber's door. Okay. The body. This is a nightmare. Always taking extra precautions. So nothing like this could ever happen. And yet, here we are. Mother Miriam would still be alive if Gideon was more careful. Coronet remains. Are these the only pieces that were found in the chamber? I see the casing and the air flyer, but the limiter seems to be missing. How could that be? Okay, and now the limiter. You found it. On getting his ass, it's no wonder that the coronet exploded. The imbecile must have forgotten to replace it or adjusting the coronet's amplification. Despicable.
Mother Miriam came to us to receive a consecration.
Okay, so that's that. And we got evidence on. Well, we got some about Augustine, a visiting scholar who studies demons and the aether. Okay, so maybe he knows something about him. Coincidence, it was an accident as getting fault, or other than telling the truth, faster than a possibility. Yeah, we got that. Collaboration.
Meanwhile, I adjusted the cord to prepare. Mother Miriam came to me for her concert. Meanwhile, we began by closing our eyes.
So here we go. Control panel. Lies unmasked. Light getting ceremony wasn't safe. The control panel's record showed that the values are in abnormally high ranges. Huh, of course it was. Mother Moon won the coronet as powerful as it could be, but I'm getting the ground with my talents out under the control. I made no errors, something else went wrong, I just don't know what. So lied. Gideon has admitted his testimony. Let's examine and maintain control. Good, the statement from Gideon's testimony is now verified for 2 reasons. 1. Specificity. It has a shorter time frame and describes a clear set of events. 2. Physicality. Gideon's testimony now is consistent with the records from the control panel. I can assume that any verified statement like this is true. What's more, the contradiction weakened the suspect's resolve. His eye of providence closed, which allows me to enter his sanctum, the digital representation of his mind. Let's use his third eye to enter his sanctum and see what truly motivates this suspect. Okay, so we're here now. Break that. Evidence discovered. Narcissist. Well, that's kind of obvious. We don't crack the outer layer sanctum this time. Still, let's examine the psychological evidence that we found. Interesting. This information will help me discern which statements to trust. Let's quickly examine each statement and his testimony again. Excellent statement. So, supportive by suspect psychology. Next, I must find correlations in suspect's behavior and existing daemons. Let's open the demonology. Lucifer the Proud, the preemptive daemons and the eternal adversary of Ain Soph manifest in the ambitious and strong-willed, promising them their heart's desire in exchange for their soul. So we got that. Lucifer the Proud. Beelzebub the gluttonous, simple-minded daemon that debilitates the host, turned them to feral beasts. The host is compelled to consume stranger and filthier things until nothing remains of their humanity. Sathanus the vengeful, furious daemon that stokes the simmering rage within the host, preys upon the fervent and the righteous, goading them to take matters into their own hands. Low and envious, playful but deceitful daemon who slowly drives the host mad with whispers of their own inadequacy. The host blames others for their ill fortune until the apparent injustice drives them to take what is rightfully theirs. And then we're back to Lucifer the Proud. Okay, so we got those there. Suspect is possessed. There should be psychological evidence that has a clear correlation with a daemon. To obtain further psychological evidence, I must find more contradictions and present them to this suspect. Now that I have heard the testimony and gathered evidence, I can accuse the suspect. To accuse the suspect, I must establish the opportunity, means, and motive of the crime. It was an accident. I'm faultless. I'm faultless exorcist. I swear it. I can try as many times as I wish, but there's only one true answer for each section. Let's try to establish the opportunity. Okay, let's present a section of the suspect's testimony. Okay, so we have this specificity. I'm struggling to say that. We got my clothes and eyes praying together. Didn't think much of it. Physical, ready to begin. We got this. We'll present that. Good. If it's a valid answer, the suspect will force submit they have committed the murder at that time. Otherwise, the suspect will get counter-argument as to why that is possible. When could I possibly harm Mother Mary? Perform the ceremony yourself. This gave you ample opportunity to hurt her. Yes, I performed the ceremony, but I did nothing that could have harmed her. Next, let's try to establish the means. For this, I need to present the physical evidence. I'm going to say with this. Good, same sort of suspect will accept my evidence if it is valid, and deny it if they can explain why I'm wrong. While you were adjusting corner, you removed the limiter. That's nonsense. You really think I forget to replace crown jewel in my masterpiece? But what means are you claiming that I killed her? Returned. Finally, let's establish the motive. That he's a narcissist. If he's culprit, then present with the correct motive. The demon within him will compel him to speak the truth. If not, he will deny my claim. You're a self-absorbed man. Everything you do feeds into your pride. To you, Mother Mary was a mere prop for your masterpiece. You carefully caused her death in pursuit of artistic glory. How dare you? I took the utmost care in everything I did for Mother Miriam. For it was designed to be worn by her. Without her, it will forever remain imperfect. I would never risk anything to harm my work or Mother Miriam. I love Mother Miriam. Why would I hurt her? Which I must investigate further. Okay. So, let's cancel for now and leave the suspect. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's him, though. Got the opportunity right. The control panel under shutter coordinated indicated that there was a dangerous amount of ether output. Yes, I was performing something slightly dangerous, but I had it under control. Clearly not, given what happened. You could have stopped the ceremony. Because I was confident I could do it safely. Something else must have gone wrong. Pathetic excuses. So we got the means down. Now it's time for the motive. I love Mother Miriam, why would I hurt her? So from here, we gotta go. Can we go with this? No, we can't. And we can't do anything like this, so it has to be with this. The fact that it's a narcissist. You're a self-absorbed man. Everything you do feeds into your pride. To you, Mother Mary was a mere prop for your masterpiece. You carelessly caused her death in pursuit of artistic glory. How dare you? I took the utmost care in everything I did for Mother Mary. The corner was designed to be worn by her. Without her, forever remain forever never seen anything that could harm my work or Mother Miriam. I love Mother Miriam. Why would I hurt her? It's an accident. I'm flawless. Exorcist, I swear. Okay, so we got that. Or what it has to do with me. Here we go. Discuss ceremony. Lies unmasked. Lies getting. Ruben tells me tell me he was with you when Mother Miriam arrived. What? Come to think of it, yes, he was standing there, scowling as usual. He was not just standing there, he tried to stop you. Mother Miriam wanted her coordinate be extraordinary, so you convinced her to increase its aether output. Ruben warned you about the danger, but you insisted to Mother Miriam that the ceremony was safe. I love my brother Ruben could be assembling cowardice, exaggerating the risk. Yes, ceremony has some danger, however, as well within my abilities, I made no error. This is how it happened. Okay.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before, so I was confident. Mother Miriam wanted the coronet to be spectacular, so I suggested maximizing its aether amplification. To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification.
So we got that information there. Now, let's talk to Reuben. Can we accuse him? If I was unsure, then Gideon Mother Miriam would have seen me. What about Gideon Mother Miriam were praying? If I was still working at that time. Do I have proof that he wasn't? If I do, I should contract the him with it first before accusing him. Any ceremony, no one was inside the chamber other than Mother Miriam. If you're accusing me of sabotage, when could I have done any of this? Okay, so we have the spirit blueprints. But there's something about him. Augustine, who can't add to it. I do think that it is him who's responsible, for sure. Keys again. I just wish I could add that in, like something like that. Cancel that. So
Mother Miriam wants to prepare for. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coordinates and.
turn to work. I have no idea. That's not important here anyhow. What exactly did you modify? Modify the flyer within its maximum setting. To do so, I had to temporarily remove the limiter, but I made sure to replace it before taking it to the chamber.
We began by closing off.
Hear the door open. Perhaps I think I also heard footsteps, but it's a fake memory, not to mention it's impossible. After all, Mother Miriam can't open the door from within. Reuben was probably working away on some new device or another. I must have imagined it.
Then I rose up.
You hear anything or notice anything at this time? Couldn't think of it. I thought I heard something behind me. I don't remember exactly why I was focusing on the ceremony.
The aether output was dangerously high.
You've now admitted that the ceremony was risky. What makes you so confident that you maintain control? Because I'm a maestro. I remember every bit of my performance, maestro, or so. Nothing that I did could have overcome the coordinate limiter. Alright. Miriam dies. I didn't mean to do that. So, Miriam dies. I'll ask about that. This is a nightmare. Mother Miriam, please forgive me. Alright, so I've already asked about these.
Mother Miriam wanted the coronet to be spectacular.
Nothing to add what I've said. Ask. Yes, I'm certain I was alone then. No. We already went over this.
Mother Miriam.
Yes, obviously we were engaged at Mother Miriam at the same time. What more is there?
The aether output was.
I vaguely recall him coming up to me. I didn't hear him. I was too busy performing the ceremony.
It happened. Mother Miriam.
Do you insist on running? Okay, so we're gonna leave here. And now, wait, cause can I add anything else? Talk. So when talking to Gideon, I can't. Whenever I accuse, okay. Stand for the suspect's testimony. Spirit blueprints. See, I can't change any of this. So I've already got the other stuff like added in. The means. I really want to learn more about Augustine. See, I can present this stuff. Now, we got the, okay. Present these. I did sell a chamber for the ceremony, but that does not mean I killed Mother Miriam. It means are you claiming that I killed her? Okay, so by the means, none of these other things. So when I had the means, I got it right with the control panel. Presenting. Okay, so we have that, but then there's this. And I can't present any of this stuff or people. I can only present the mindset that they have. When I present that, it doesn't show anything. So I guess I have to go to Reuben and start to learn about him more so. So we'll talk to him. Alright. Now let's ask about. Curious. Room claims he went back to his workstation. What does Gideon say? Let's switch to his testimony. Okay, so we switched to his.
Prepare for the
Gideon claims the room opened the door to the consecration chamber. Let's go back to Reuben. So it might actually be him.
Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway, since he was going to handle everything. I went back to my task.
So we're going to contradict that. And then the order Reuben. So there's lies unmasked there. Reuben Garamond, you did not return to your workstation after the discussion. Gideon ordered you to open the consecration chamber for Mother Miriam. Order me? Is that what he told you? Despite his delusion, Gideon is certainly not my master. I did open chamber, it's true. I apologize for the omission. It's a regular part of our routine that slipped my mind earlier. Reuben submitted his testimony. Let's examine open chamber. Good, this statement from Reuben's testimony is now verified for 2 reasons. 1, corroboration. Gideon's testimony confirms that Reuben opened the door for Mother Miriam. 2, specificity. It has a shorter time frame to describe the clear set of events. I can assume that any verified statement like this is true. So we're going to do that. We're going to ask about the open chamber. So the door was closed until this point. Why did not close it after Mother Miriam entered? Because I knew Gideon was bringing the coordinates soon. The ceremony yet to begin. Anyway, so it was still safe to keep the chamber open. So when he returned to work...
handle everything. I went back to my tasks.
Contradiction this. Oh, no, I'm not. I want to do that. I want to ask about it. So what were you working on? Was restoring ceremony of spirit for tonight's mass. It's a magnificent relic. I think Abbot Gregory will be pleased with the results. I have to ask Gideon to stop. Why not force him? Could you open the chamber and push Gideon inside? Another ceremony would have been more dangerous. Had I opened the chamber, this energy would have been let loose into the workshop. Had I pushed it away, no one would have been controlled and gathered within the chamber. In either case, my action would result in a greater catastrophe.
The unthinkable happened. Mother Miriam was killed.
So I'll ask about. Fortunately, I was occupied at the time to not see exactly what Gideon did. Saw Gideon pray for the ceremony again. He did that right, at least. Let's see approach control panel this time. Okay, so we're gonna accuse. So opportunity. If you're accusing me of sabotage, when could I have done any of this? Okay, so maybe when you were talking to Augustine? Or wait. I wanna have to, yeah. So the blueprint, you're obviously, I do not follow your logic. I don't think the control panel would be it. Maybe he did something with her? Okay, no. It remains. This ain't gonna have anything to do with it. Or her body. But the door controls, that's what he was supposed to be dealing with. So, lies unmasked. She touched my patience, Reuben. Has your memory slipped once more? The door record showed that the consecration chamber was open twice a day. Do you think Gideon was praying at this time? Only you could have opened the chamber. It's true that I opened the chamber again just before the ceremony started, but I have my reasons. Something about the chamber seemed unseemly. Given what happened to Mother Miriam, I felt vindicated in my fears. Tell me what you did in the chamber. So, what were you working on? I was restoring ceremonial spears. Wait, okay.
So I opened the consecration chamber to verify that the coronet was in working order.
What were you checking? To perform the consecration chamber consecration ceremony safely, precision is critical. I want to make sure the coronet is placed correctly on Mother Miriam. Okay, so. Okay, and now return to work.
Everything seemed fine, so I returned to my desk again.
What were you working on? I was trying to ceremony the spear. So wait. We're back at the, can we go back to this though? It's already lied. Opportunity. Let me check the chamber. I opened the chamber to check the materials. This was when you sabotaged the ceremony. The means, Gideon was the one that operated the device. How could I have affected the chamber or Mother Miriam? Well, you had the door controls. Gideon handled everything for the ceremony. Gideon was the one that operated the device. How could I have affected the chamber or Mother Miriam? So it's not that. But spirit blueprints. Maybe he did some of this. It's not. Okay, so the coordinate blueprints. These blueprints prove that you have intimate knowledge of the Coordinate's inner mechanisms. Of course, because I designed and built them. Thus, you have the expertise to damage the Coordinate sabotage ceremony. Fair enough, but that only proves that I could have done it, not that I actually did it. Gideon was operated long. Yeah, so that's not even that. So, the limiter. Found in Gideon's workspace. See, I don't think this will be anything with him. There was nothing faulty with the Coordinate itself. Indeed, the craftsmanship was flawless. This was Gideon's performance of the ceremony. They removed the limiter from the Coordinate without Gideon's knowledge, which, coupled with the Coordinate's high amplification, caused an oversurge. Gideon's arrogance may have endangered Mother Miriam, but you sure that she would die from it? Oh, so that's that. Mother Miriam was our patron. Why would I want to harm her? Because your brother's a narcissist. He wants to be better. I don't understand what that is intended to prove. Mother Miriam's picture. Okay, so motive. It's gonna. Is it someone with Augustine I can present? No, it isn't. I can't present any of this stuff. Okay, so we can go to his thing, see what's going on. Bang. Evidence discovered, believer. So we have his that we can put in. Okay. Evidence discovered, envy. He's envious of his brother. Pretty obvious. So accused and the motive. Okay, so we have believer, found a road to sanctum. Faithful servant of Ain Soph, or so he thinks he knows that cybernetics are a critical part of one truth. Why does Gideon get the credit for all of Reuben's hard work if only Gideon could be exposed for being the fraud that he is? Present. It's obvious. Mother Miriam's death was merely a means to an end. Humiliation of Gideon. You envy your brother's success. You want his fame, his glory, his fame, his glory. See, that was like one of those things where it's just like, it seems obvious it'd be the other guy, but there probably is some little bit of mix up in it. But we'll go ahead and accuse him.
Sees all, Reuben. You killed Mother Miriam to frame Gideon and take him down a peg. With Gideon gone, a daemon whispered that people would finally recognize you for your genius.
I am older than Gideon. My work is better than Gideon, and more important. But no one sees my work. No one understands my work.
Confess, Reuben. Tell us what the daemon made you do.
Gideon was Mother Miriam's favorite. She barely knew I existed. When Gideon suggested increasing the ether output of the coronet, I had an idea.
Demonic corruption runs deep within Reuben's soul. Yet Reuben may still be saved. I must speak the daemon's true name. Then the daemon will be cast out. Ain Soph, guide me. What daemon has possessed Reuben?
That's house room for LBs. That's not it. Oh. Playful's doesn't. See, he feels like he is. Ambitious and strong-willed. I think it might be him.
Lucifer, leave this soul and return whence you came.
Oh no. So it's not him. So it probably is this one then. I mean this one.
Out, Lotan. Leave this soul
That's
and
what it
return
is.
whence you came.
Magnificently done, Madam Exorcist.
The power of Ain Soph compels you, Lotan. Leave this soul and return to the ether.
Thousands of years, and you humans never change. Never satisfied, always comparing, wanting more. Someone else
is always richer, prettier, wiser, better. Nothing can ever fill that void within you. Not even me.
Silence, Lotan. Reuben may yet be redeemed. You are a scourge. Without your influence, a good woman would still be alive. Leave humans be, Lotan. I banish you to the ether.
As you wish, but I'll return soon enough. My prince and master Lucifer walks among you. Lucifer will open the gates of hell, and at last, humanity will remember its full potential. Until then, Exorcist.
I do.
Adieu.
Got him.
Come forth, Reuben. What remains?
Thank.
He's silent and still. Poor soul. Rest, Reuben. Heal, if you can.
Sister Ada, you've returned. Was there a demon at work after all?
I'm afraid so. The exorcism was a success. Reuben's soul has been purged. Unfortunately, the daemon was difficult to cleanse. Reuben is returned to pure innocence.
What? The exorcism shattered his mind? Can you bring him back?
It's out of my hands. If Ain Soph wills it, maybe Reuben will heal.
Guards, please escort this shell to the cryostasis cellar. I pray for his swift recovery.
Red.
Gregory,
Praise be to Ain Soph, Sister Ada. You have saved us all. On behalf of everyone at St. Walpurgis, I express our utmost gratitude.
We are not yet safe. We must act quickly until we locate the source of the demonic influence. We don't understand yet why demons would act after 100 years. Holy Father, we must quarantine the abbey and the surrounding town immediately. Detain and interrogate anyone who seems suspicious.
We can try, Sister Ada, but it will be difficult, as we have visitors arriving hourly, much like yourself. Pilgrims from afar are here to celebrate Walpurgisnacht. It's such a shame Mother Miriam couldn't bear witness to it.
Ah, yes. The priestess. We must destroy her body immediately. Traces of demonic influence may remain from her contact with Reuben.
No, Sister Ada, thank you for your concern, but we absolutely cannot. Mother Miriam was a prominent figure and well loved, with decades of service. We must treat her body with dignity and give her a proper burial. Send Mother Miriam's body to...
Your Excellency,
To the mortuary for a
really
ball.
ought to take the advice of the Exorcist.
For
Mother
real.
Miriam's body has been desecrated enough, Virgil. Send her to the mortuary. Now.
As you command, Your Excellency.
Holy Father, you are making a grave mistake.
Sister Ada, don't worry yourself. All will be well. St. Walpurgis' triumph over Lucifer has brought us a century of peace and bliss. It's horrifying that a demon was exorcised from our abbey, but surely it was the final remnant.
The daemon within Reuben spoke of Lucifer's return. Lucifer's ways are insidious. Even the most devout among us have temptations.
It's a shame Brother Reuben fell to the demon, but the rest of my flock is stronger. Faith shall be their shield. Now, please excuse me. This evening's mass requires my attention. We are honored by your presence, Sister Ada. Praise be to Ain Soph.
Even the Holy Father can be foolish then, Ain Soph. Let it not be true that Lucifer walks. But if it is, Ain Soph, guide me, that I may unmask all lies, no matter how painful.
The daemon's final words haunted me. Lucifer is already among us. I want to destroy Mother Miriam's body, purge and trace his demonic influence. Abbot Gregory did not heed my words. Mother Miriam was to be given a proper burial. That afternoon, Inquisitor Virgil sent for me, asking urgently to meet him at the graveyard. Ooh. Loading. Continue. We gotta save St. Walpurgis Abbey graveyard.
Praise Ain Soph. Thank you for coming to our aid so quick.
You said it was urgent. Has something happened to Mother Miriam's body?
No, in some ways, that would have been easier. There is now a second untimely death.
Another
course,
murder.
on the very same day. This can't be a
That is for you to
coincidence.
say, but this time, the victim is a younger acolyte named Isaac. His remains were found in the grave that was dug for Mother Miriam. Poor kid's throat was slit.
Gruesome. Who was at the graveyard when the body was found?
Only 3 people were present this afternoon. A scholar, an embalmer, and a grave tender.
Okay, ladies and gents, we're gonna end it off there. All right, that's a bit of a longer video, 45 minutes, a little bit over 45 minutes. However, I'm probably not gonna be making any more videos on this game. I might stream it, might play it in my free time, but yeah, it's probably the only video I have on it. Seems pretty cool, honestly. Seems pretty in detail, and I'm enjoying it thus far. But yeah, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm messing up, and adios.